What's up, guys? Out for another ride. I think I'm gonna do some cinematography. Can do some shooting, some video shooting. Gonna maybe make some clips for a new intro. But I wanted to talk about something, and normally I don't delve too deep into politics and stuff like that, but something's come up with a buddy of mine, or not really a buddy, he's a family friend, longtime family friend. Probably known him for the majority of my life. He's an old man now and a farmer, and he lives in a different state. We live in Oregon, and he lives, well, I'm just gonna leave it, he lives in a different state, but he's been a pothead. He's been a pot smoker, and he grows his own dope and gives it away and sells it to friends who use it for medicinal purposes. And he's done this for as long as I can remember. And he got busted not too long ago, and because it's not legal in his state, medicinal or otherwise, he's pretty much fucked. He's looking at spending a minimum of 10 years in prison. And we're not talking like a hardcore drug dealer here. We're talking about an old farmer who grows a few crops and gives away and sells some. I'm assuming he sells some. As far as I know, all he does is give it away. But even with the benefit of the doubt, and say maybe he does sell a little bit, he doesn't sell it to kids or any bullshit like that. He grows it and gives it or sells it to people who use it for medicinal marijuana. And he, he's looking at losing everything because of it. Granted, he's been doing it a long time. It's been illegal for a long time, and you kind of reap what you sow. But just the idea that, he could be spending, potentially the rest of his life in prison for pot. It's fucking ridiculous. And keep in mind, I'm not a fan of marijuana. I grew up around it. I've seen a lot of stupid shit with it. I know it has a lot more negative effects than a lot of the pro 420 crowd purport to have. I know it has a lot of negative effects, and it's negatively impacted my life in many ways. But still, I don't see it as something that someone should spend the rest of their life in prison for. It's fucking ridiculous. It just doesn't make sense to me why, we can make it legal here and grow it and smoke it out in the open practically, and nobody gives a shit. But a few states over, no, that's jail time. Well, anyway, that's my rant on that. I hope he gets let off on some work release, or I don't know, something. But yeah, just stupid. And it was all over the news too. Here pretty soon I'll be getting a new windshield for this. I got a slightly taller one coming. I can kind of feel the pocket. I can feel the pocket of air. It just hits me right about just above my eyes. And so I'm thinking maybe a couple more inches, maybe with an upturn or something. That should give me another 3 inches of air pocket back here. That should be enough. I was going to go with the Memphis shades. I ended up canceling that order because I found a place called Freedom Shields, and they have much better reviews, and frankly I like the look of them better than the Memphis shades, so I'm hoping it'll work out. I hope it'll work out better than the other one I ordered. I'll do probably an installation video and then a test ride with it. Used to come to this place all the time. I don't know if they still do, but they used to have the best breakfast burritos like fucking ever. Yeah, I talked to the lady inside and she says they still sell those burritos, so I'll have to come back out here one of these days and see if they're still any good. Well, that was a good ride, guys. I got to get out and ride, and I didn't do a whole lot of talking. I just rode and rode and rode. I put about I don't even know how many miles, about 100 miles, I think, which is kind of funny because on my old bike, 100 miles, and I'd be ready to refuel, and I'm not even down to a half a tank yet. That is amazing. I love it. Your car sounds like shit. It's the cuckoo's nest, or what's left of it. I think I saw somebody licking a window back there. Yeah, I think I'm gonna cruise on home. The neighbors are supposed to come over. My girlfriend is a fish fanatic, and one of her favorite fish is a Oscar. And this fish is probably the strangest fish I've ever seen. It's about I'd say about 10 or 11 inches long. I don't even know how much the damn thing weighs, but it has got a temperament. We can't put anything in the tank that's hard because he likes to pick shit up and slam it against the glass. Yeah. There's been a couple of times we thought he was going to break out of his tank, and so we have to keep little soft plastic things in there, and he tears them up, but he can't break the glass with them. So But anyway, he's due for a feeding tonight, and earlier this morning we went and got some goldfish, some feeders, and the neighbors wanted to come over and watch him eat them, and so we're gonna have the neighbors over to watch our fish eat. It's actually a fairly interesting spectacle, because he'll chase them around the tank and swallow them whole, or attempt to anyway. For the most part, he'll swallow them whole and then spit out chunks of them and then go back for the chunks sometimes. It's quite the messy eater. Yeah, we couldn't put any other fish in the tank. Every time we try to put something, even a larger fish or anything in the tank, he attacks it. One time we put a big plastic turtle in there, and he grabbed it and started throwing it around the tank like it was his bitch. And so we had to pull that out so he didn't smash the tank with it. The only thing there's a little tiny minnow that lives in there with him. It's the only thing he won't eat or attack, and I have no idea why. We've started calling the minnow Bear Grylls because it's a survivor, even though Bear Grylls isn't really much of a survivor. Anyway, but yeah, we named the minnow Bear Grylls, and that little fucker has been in there its entire life, and he has never eaten it. And it's not that he can't catch it, because it's not that fast, and there's other fish that are faster. My thinking is that he just can't see it very well, but even that might not be the case, because it's getting bigger and he still doesn't touch it. He just, for some reason, doesn't want to eat it. I noticed when the engine starts getting warmed up, whenever I came to a stop, it would sound like it'd lose a cylinder, and it would just go pop, 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 sound like an old single cylinder dirt bike. And I was like, that's kind of weird. I mean, but it doesn't seem to affect it. So I looked it up, and it's got some weird thing in it where when the engine's warm and you're not moving, it'll shut off one of the cylinders and just run on the front cylinder so that it doesn't overheat. That's kind of cool. It throws you off a little bit at first. I got slightly concerned, but it is not very hot outside, so I'm not sure why it's kicking in already. I would think that would wait until, it would be something that would happen on a hot day. Well, yep, it's about ready to call it a day. Gonna ride on home and put the bike away and go feed the fish if she hasn't done it already. And then back to work tomorrow. Tuesday I should be getting my new windshield in, and so probably sometime this week I will do an installation video and a test ride with the new windshield. I'm really looking forward to having a good windshield on this. It's not something I'm used to, but I can very easily get used to it. I just wish they made a adjustable windshield for these things, kind of like the Indians have. That would be awesome. Yeah, and even if it was only adjustable, off the bike, not necessarily on the fly like the Indians is, but if you could, I don't know, just adjust it a little bit, up or down a few inches, that would be amazing. Somebody needs to get on that. Alright guys, well I'm out of here. I'll catch you later. Ride safe out there. Jam Midget out. See what the 0 to 60 is on this thing.